Okay, people. Hopefully, a lot of people are going to watch this video because this needs to be said. There is a movement, some kind of a social activist movement. I'm assuming it's a liberal one because I don't think conservatives focus on these kinds of things, but there's a lot of liberals with extra time on their hands these days. And many of them are the breeders, meaning the people who choose to breed, to generate offspring. I've never been one of those. I made the decision when I was 15 years old not to have children. Even back in the late 80s, global warming was an issue. Global overpopulation was a real problem. I was doing a ton of babysitting at that time. It was the only job my parents allowed me to have. So I was babysitting like half the kids in my town. And I was like really nauseated over how difficult and dirty childcare is. I mean, kids are just really kind of gross, like no offense, but they're gross. They poop and pee and vomit all over the place. There's snot all over the place. You got to wipe down their toys. You got to clean, every part of their body because they're either vomiting or peeing all over themselves. And I was 15 and I was like, no way, I will not have children. And I am now 50 and I have stuck to that decision. It's not an accident. I have never wanted children badly enough to do anything about it. Not even when I was in a 7-year committed relationship or a 3-year committed relationship or any kind of a committed relationship or even a non-committed relationship. I did everything I could to not have kids. And that's how I've ended up not having them because I did not want them. However, there's a lot of really stupid, wild-eyed human breeders around the Boston area these days who troll me with their toddlers. And the way they do this is somehow they know where I am. I mean, I've already said this before. My phone number has been hacked. People use a GPS on my phone to zero in on my location, and then they engage in all kinds of harassment. I mean, there's dozens of police reports where I was accosted or approached or confronted by people I've never seen before and I don't know and never have interacted with who seem to know a lot about me. So these breeders of, toddlers shove their toddlers at me literally, and I get literally screamed at by the toddlers. Like they're screaming children all around me, everywhere I go, all the time. And statistically, that is not possible to be due to chance. Statistics don't lie. And when something happens all the time in a certain reproducible pattern, such as these parents of toddlers suddenly letting their toddlers get really disruptive or scream or literally approach me where I'm just sitting, minding my own business and not trying to interact with anyone, that is deliberate. This is some kind of an activist breeder agenda where they target people who don't have kids or who do not have children with them and literally let their toddlers, and it's always toddlers, it's never like, 12-year-olds or something. It's always like these screaming 2 and 3-year-olds who are very good at following their parents' orders. They tell, parents probably tell them like, go scream or go, run around screaming around this person. And the kid does it without questioning it because they're at the age where they don't question what their parents tell them. I think if they were, 10 or 12, they'd be like, what are you telling me? What, mom? Like, don't tell me to do this. But a 2-year-old isn't going to do that. They're just going to follow orders. So it doesn't do anything to me other than just make me get up and go to a quieter spot. It doesn't make me feel bad about not having kids because I do not want kids and I never have. And these people are really stupid and they're wasting their time and they're also exploiting their children, which is a crime, and they should have their children taken away. So these parents are absolutely horrible parents. They are exploiting their children in order to harass other adults, and it happens all the time, literally like 5 times per hour if I'm at the grocery store, if I'm on the subway, walking down the street, in a store, in a cafe. It's not possible for every single toddler who's around me to suddenly start screaming or getting really disruptive by accident. They're not that disruptive. I mean, I have 5 nieces and nephews. Kids are usually pretty quiet unless the parents like tell them to scream or they're violently ill. And then if they're violently ill, then they should be home and not trolling people at, the mall or on the street or on the subway. I mean, it's just statistics. So these stupid breeders are letting their stupid show. They think that older women want to have children. No, we don't. If we've made it to 45 without kids, that's not an accident, you pathetic idiots. Get a life and leave people who choose not to have children alone. That's what we want to be. We want to be alone. We do not want to have 5 pooping, screaming, vomiting kids around us. So just leave us alone. Duh. I mean, it's pathetic. These people are stupid. And when they do that kind of thing, they're not only showing what horrible parents they are, but they're showing how absolutely beyond stupid they are. It's sad for them, and it does absolutely nothing to me. It doesn't change my decision. I am very happy to not have had children and to never have had to spend years of my life cleaning up poopy diapers and vomit and pee and snot all over the place. That is not something I ever wanted to do with my life, and thankfully I haven't had to. So there, chew on that for a bit and go mind your own business and take care of your kids, and do not use them against other people, because that is a crime.